A trip to the northeastern rim of Iowa brings you to the karst topography and vivid beauty of the upper Mississippi River Valley.
From cliff sides to the water level itself, the Mississippi is unlike any other region in the Midwest. But for a unique perspective, go airborne.
That's where you'll find Bob Hurt, whose passion for the Mississippi is captured hundreds of feet above this watery wilderness.
I love it all. I mean, it's a matter of savoring, your time up there. Where here, the view changes constantly, and so that's what I love about it.
In North America, few rivers compare to the majesty and grandeur of the Mississippi River. From its bubbling brook of a stream in northern Minnesota to its confluence with the Gulf of Mexico, the mighty Mississippi dominates the landscape of America's midsection. And to capture just a piece of that enormity, an aspiring photographer rose above it all.
How's the breeze back there?
Equipped with a gyro-balancing accessory, Bob Hurt leans gently out the window of his rented airplane, searching for aspects of the river he's seen before, or hopes to capture for the first time.
There's some, I think, pelicans down flying right over the river there. They circle around. You can see them above the lock and dam.
From hundreds of feet above, this aquatic wilderness resembles a maze of backwater passages.
And that's what it's like in the backwater. It's a maze. As a matter of fact, one of my photos is called Mississippi Maze, I believe.
It's an incomprehensible perspective from the water's edge.
You start seeing things that you don't see at all from the ground, or for that matter, the river. Now here it's just the main channel, but when you go a little bit up channel or down, you get into all the backwaters. Well, as a matter of fact, there are backwaters beyond the islands right here. And when you're in a boat, you just see, as you can see right here, you can't really tell. You think that's the end of the river. But it's very intricate, all these channels and islands, and they're weaving in and out, and you can see that from the aerial photography. You just start seeing patterns.
Mark Twain once dubbed the Mississippi the most crooked river in the world, as it meanders for hundreds of miles across the upper Midwest and along the eastern rim of Iowa. The river's beauty drew Bob and his family from Colorado to the karst topography of southeast Minnesota, southwest Wisconsin, and northeast Iowa. But that was decades ago, during his first career as an architect.
1995, I was doing a project for the state of Minnesota on growth management, looking at alternatives to sprawl development. And so I started doing aerial photography, looking at growth patterns and how growth was spreading out into the farmland and the natural lands. How many pelicans do you think are in that photo? I said, I don't know, 100, 150.
After discovering a passion for photography later in life, Bob was commissioned by the Iowa Natural Heritage Foundation to document the Mississippi's journey past the Hawkeye State. He never looked back, snapping thousands of photos for dozens of clients in the ensuing years. He developed an expertise in aerial photography, specifically along this special river.
I'm just snapping away like crazy. I mean, because there's so much beauty on this river. I mean, it's amazing.
He often journeys high above on a specially designed open-air plane for maximum photographic freedom. Other adventures have him leaning out the cockpit of a single-engine Cessna. A spinning gyroscopic accessory helps steady his hands as his camera lens reaches out for various contours of the river or nearby bluffs.
Taking a lot of shots, going onto the computer, and then looking at them and say, aha, and you remember then that you had this spectacular shot. It might have been amongst a burst of 12, but all of a sudden this one really stands out.
After decades of designing structures as an architect, Bob found a second calling documenting the work of Mother Nature in its most powerful and phenomenal form.